Hello, and welcome to Southport Congregational Church's Mission Partner Interviews with representatives from each of the charities we support here in the greater Bridgeport community. Today, we are here with Carla Miklos, the Executive Director of Operation Hope. Hi, Carla.
Hi, Laura. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, it's a pleasure to have you here. Operation Hope is one of those organizations that if you live here in Fairfield, you certainly have heard of and know of. So I was wondering if you could give us a little background on how Operation Hope even came to be.
Oh, sure. That's a great question. We really started as a response to a growing epidemic of homelessness that started in the 1980s, and we've been around for 35 years, if you can believe it. And it really had to do with three primary things that were happening that just led to so many people being homeless, even in suburban communities. And those things really had to do with A, the deinstitutionalizing of mental hospitals and sending people back to the community with very limited resources. The sort of activity of homelessness becoming a criminal activity and people fleeing big cities like New York City and going down natural arteries like the Metro North Artery or 95 and finding themselves in communities like ours. And then the last piece was the fact that the country was coming out of a very difficult recession and people just weren't recovering as quickly as they could have been. So in our community, the interfaith clergy recognized that there were people in need, and if we were the people who said we should help others, we needed to step up and do something about it. And luckily, as you know, Fairfield has a wonderful group of clergy, including Southport Congregational Church. And quickly, they organized and got some momentum behind the idea of opening a homeless shelter. And Jackie Durrell at the time was our first select woman, and she was building a new police station and gave us that police station. So I think the impetus really was to do the right thing. The clergy helped the community understand that we were a community that could support something like this, and we were born.
That's a great story. I love that. And Southport Congregational Church is proud to be one of those that helped start it for after Fairfield First and Temple Bethel.
Yes.
All got it going. So it's just been such a great program for us. So can you share with our viewers some of the programs that Operation Hope has there?
Yes, all of our programs, for the most part, are about ending hunger and homelessness. So we run a homeless outreach team, and they're focused on finding people who are in need and getting them into our system and getting them off the street and housed. We have 70 units of affordable supportive housing scattered throughout town. You wouldn't know our housing from any other housing. People there usually have been struggling with homelessness and probably some significant barriers. And we set up a system where they pay 30% of their income for rent, and we either subsidize or if we're lucky, we have a subsidy. So it's affordable, but it also comes with case management support to help the family or the individual kind of shore up and not re-experience homelessness. So we help them address problems, help them with life skills, and just are a partner with them while they live in our housing. And that housing's permanent as long as it's working for everybody. So 70 units of housing really have made a big difference. We also realized we never would really end homelessness unless we expanded outside of what we could afford to purchase or buy. So we make a lot of agreements through a lot of different programs to do short-term case management and short-term subsidies in market rate housing. And we find that we give people the help they need to get back on track so they can take care of their expenses and their situation through mainstream resources after we step aside and let them move forward. So we have a food pantry, and that food pantry is operating 4 days a week, serving almost 800 local households. And most of that food is donated from the community, and we've got a team of individuals, volunteers, and one staff person who manages to make that all happen. And so it's open to anyone in Fairfield in need. We do not discriminate in any way, income, address, it doesn't matter to us. If you live here and you're in need of food, we're going to provide that for you.
That's awesome. And I know also because we've provided some, you allow people to cook some meals at home and package them in for like groups of 4 and then freeze them. And so they can have not only canned goods and non-perishables, but some pre-cooked meals ready to go.
And that's something people love, because when you go home with all your cans and boxes and you try to figure out how to feed your family, there's something so nice about being able to put a frozen dinner in the oven, heat it up, and give your family something that someone made with love for you. And I think that it's a wonderful activity. And we're happy that people participate in that. It's a great way to volunteer if you love to cook.
It's a great way to volunteer. And also you have the fabulous community kitchen.
Yes, so we've been operating that community kitchen for almost the full 35 years. And we serve lunch and dinner Monday through Friday to anybody who's hungry. And almost always that food is prepared by people in the community and delivered and then served by other people in the community. So it's quite an undertaking. We serve about 50 people at each meal. And it's a place for people who don't have anywhere else to go, people who have limited resources, or people who just need a little fellowship. And so we're lucky to do that. And after all these years, we still have people, waiting to participate, to choose their day, and to either do it as a group, an individual, a family, a church group, a youth group. And, we're very fortunate. The food comes, and Southport Congregational supported us in many ways, and that's one of them. So we appreciate that.
Well, we love doing that. Our kids love participating in that. And it's a great activity to do. So housing and feeding the people, and you're talking about big numbers. So how does your funding come about?
Yeah, so our funding is really a crazy quilt. So we do get some contracts from the government. So we have some contracts from HUD, the Department of Housing, and the Department of Mental Health, and that covers some of our expenses. We have minimal rents that come in, which offset some of the expenses of running the housing. But the balance of it is really dependent on individual donations, foundations, and fundraising. So we patch it together every year. As you can imagine, our budget is high, but not as high as you would think. And so our goal is to raise a little over $2 million every year. And it's a challenge for sure, but we are blessed that there are so many good people in this community.
That's terrific. And I know you also, as part of that fundraiser, hold a big tag sale every summer, which is a huge success.
That has become such a fixture in this community. So we take a whole week to set it up. It takes hundreds of volunteers, if not more. And it's a great opportunity for young people to get together during the summer too, to work on a project. And then over a weekend, we have about 1,000 people come through shopping for other people's junk that becomes their treasure, and everything from gardening supplies to toys to furniture to boats, whatever people donate, we sell. And it's really a big event, and it's really helpful. So it raises money. It also contributes to the reuse, recycle kind of philosophy that we all hold. And it's just a really fun activity.
That's terrific. So you mentioned there being volunteer opportunities at the tag sale. If a viewer's watching, what other opportunities do they have to support Operation Hope?
Well, I'd be remiss at my job if I didn't mention that donations are always welcome and needed. It takes a lot of overhead to run the kind of programs that we do, so we always appreciate any financial contributions. But besides that, there are opportunities to volunteer preparing meals, serving meals, running a food drive, helping us garden and take care of some of our properties, and then our special events, the tag sale. Normally we have a gala every year and a golf outing, and so we always are looking for volunteers to help with that. Some of the positions in our organization are volunteer also, like working in our food pantry or receptionist or, many, many things. We're big on volunteers, and I think in many ways, our role is to help this community find a venue for service as much as it is to serve the people that we take care of.
It's just a great thing. It's a really great thing. Well, I just want to thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule and helping people, and to sit here with us and share with our viewers all about Operation Hope. So thank you very much.
And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. It's a wonderful organization. I'm always happy to be able to tell people about it. Thank you.
Terrific. You're welcome. Thanks for joining us for this Southport Congregational Church Mission Partner interview with Carla Miklos. If you'd like to learn more about Operation Hope and its commitment to the homeless and hungry of Fairfield, please follow the link below. And to find out more about Southport Congregational Church, our missions and programs, and to join us live for Sunday worship, click on our link below. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.